Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, inshallah, we will talk about cell injury. First of all, I will do a flow chart about cell injury. I put in it the highlight, the outline of the lecture. So, first of all, we talk about definition of cell injury. Definition of cell injury. Then after that we'll talk about causes of cell injury. Causes of cell injury. Then we talk about general principles. We have general principles of cell injury. And here we have three headed we'll talk about later. Then after that we will go to systems that affect by injury. So this inside the cell affected by injury. And here if we have a cell, here we have four systems which affected. We have four systems which affected, four systems. So if you have a cell, so this is a cell, and of course this is a cell membrane. This is a cell membrane. So inside the cell, and also we have the nucleus. This is the nucleus, and of course inside the nucleus we have chromosomes and DNA. And in the cytoplasm we have the most important energy production is mitochondria. We have mitochondria. This is mitochondria for production of energy. So the system more affected by cell injury, number one is cell membrane. And we'll talk about in brief time. And also we have the mitochondria. So this is for ATP generation طبعا. So for ATP generation, and this is by mitochondria. And we have endoplasmic reticulum. We have endoplasmic reticulums and ribosomes in it. And this is for protein synthesis. And of course we have the master of the cell is nucleus, where all the processes goes here. So when an injurious agent a cause here, this is we have many causes of cell injury, so we'll talk about in brief. If any of these causes affects the cell, so it can affect either cell membrane integrity, and some, of course cell membrane is very important for control of hemostasis inside the cell. So it is important for this is fluids and electrolytes moving from here, from this is interstitium. So the cell membrane is very important for integrating the environment of the cell around the extracellular matrix. So it is very important. Sometimes the injurious can affect protein synthesis, and also protein synthesis is very important for structural protein in the membrane or for enzyme production or whatsoever. And the mitochondria, this is the master of the cell for generation of ATP. We need ATP for many things, even the membrane integrity need for ATP. And then the nucleus or the genetic apparatus integrity for this is for messenger RNA which is go down outside to here to endoplasmic reticulum to produce protein and so on. So the system which more affected by injurious agent are those cell membrane respiration or aerobic respiration or ATP generation or protein synthesis and nucleus apparatus integrity. So the injurious agent or the cause can do one of these, or can do more than one, or can do three, or all the four can be affected by an injurious agent. So this is definition, cause, general principles. We have a system that affected by injurious, and this will lead to a biochemical mechanism or biochemical changes, biochemical changes, and these changes, biochemical changes, these are very important. And in this we have 5 reactions which take place after the injury. We have 5 reactions: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we will talk about in the next minutes. We have 5 biochemical changes. So the cause affects this system, and the affection of this system will lead to these changes. So change 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 can be done by one of these system and caused by one of these causes. So the cause affects the system. The system will give us the biochemical changes. So giving up of biochemical changes, this will lead to so if we need to, this is 1, this is 2, this is كلها دي عبارة عن عناوين 3, 4, and 5. This will lead to 6, and in 6, sorry for movement. So in 6, so here this is number 6, and in 6 we have what happens after the injurious agent cause damage to this one of these 4 systems, and this system lead to biochemical changes, and these biochemical changes will end up with cell injury, and this injury takes form of 2 types. عندنا 2 types of cell injury. عندنا 2 types of cell injury: either reversible cell injury, or irreversible cell injury, or irreversible cell injury. So by reversible cell injury, we mean that the cell can return to the normal, and by irreversible, the cell eventually will die, and it will die by 2 types of death: either necrosis or another one we call it apoptosis, and we will talk later on about necrosis and apoptosis. So the reversible injury, so this injury to the cell means that the tissue is affected, means that the organ is affected. So in reversible injury, the organ have a morphology. بيحصل فيه تغيرات. عندنا morphological changes. عندنا morphology. In the morphology, we have 2 types of morphology: either gross or micro. And sometimes عندنا micro structure. And here also we talk about we have many types of reversible injury which can be seen in the cells. Now we talk about two of them. One of them is hydropic changes. This is related to water, hydropic changes. And the other one is fatty changes, fatty changes. So these are the outline of the lecture. We start with definition, causes, principles, and then we talk about system which can be affected. Then we deliver to biochemical, and after that we talk about types of cell injury, either reversible cell injury or irreversible cell injury. And by reversible cell injury, we'll talk about inshallah في ال upcoming video we'll talk about this. Yes.